Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video. We got like the ultimate Deathrattle Hunter Legendary. But is it any good? We'll talk about it, as well as some other Hunter cards to go over. It's an all Hunter card review session. There'll be other classes later today that we will review later today, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to win any of these cards golden, you want to get a free golden mini set, enter our giveaway. All you have to do is like and comment on the video in the description below. We're giving away 4 golden mini sets as we celebrate 58,000 subs on the road to 60K. We're doing a giveaway every 1,000 subs until then. So if you want to help unlock that new sub, we're already 300 deep in the next 1,000. Hit that sub button. Make me go broke. So let's take a look at this ultimate Deathrattle Hunter Legendary. It is Defense Attorney Nathanos. I don't know. He is a 6 mana 5/4 minion, no tribe, obviously bad stats, so he's got to have a really good effect, right? Well, he has Battle Cry. Discover a friendly Deathrattle minion that died this game, trigger and gain its Deathrattle. So if we look in the standard pool of Deathrattles, let's say it gets Mountain Bear. It will become a 5/4 with the Deathrattle of summon 2/4 cubs with taunt, and then also at the very same time trigger that Deathrattle. In Wild, you have like Darkmoon Tonk and Sylvanas and all this crazy stuff. You can do like the Owl strat in standard as well, or Wild. You know, they're both valid in both formats, but you get an insane burst of value. And I've confirmed with the devs, because sometimes the wording, if you look at like 9 Lives where it says also triggers Deathrattle, or Tamsin's Phylactery, which is another Deathrattle one, they both add a card to your hand. I just wanted to make sure you do get the card. So if you discover the friendly Deathrattle minion that died, the Mountain Bear, whatever it is, you also get it in your hand. So you get a card, an extra card, you trigger a Deathrattle, and you gain a Deathrattle, all for 6 mana. That's incredibly good if you can get it to work. And you do have Big Beast Hunter, which is a very prevalent deck right now, but the main Deathrattles it runs are Mountain Bear, and I believe the Hydrolodon heads have Deathrattles, which you don't want, and you also have Rat King, and because it triggers the Rat King's Deathrattle, you would play this and it would become dormant immediately and become a dormant Rat King. So kind of bad in a way, right? 6 mana, go dormant. So in that deck, I don't know if it really slots in, because I feel like it's not consistent enough to proc, although you do have like the Jarn Saber, which puts a copy of, I guess, this to the bottom of your card that would just, you know, cheat out a beast later. It's weird. It's a card that I feel like needs a more strict Deathrattle build around, which we just don't have in standard. We also, you know what, we have the like, it would be more like a monstrous parrot deck, right, where you repeat the last friendly Deathrattle triggered. You'd really want to get on the Deathrattle train, but again, looking at the Deathrattles, there's just, I feel like, not enough impact to get it to go. We could even look at neutral Deathrattles as well, where like you have a strong Deathrattle would be, I guess you would have Burning Blade Acolyte is one of the stronger ones, or you would have probably the Owl as well. It's still, I don't know if it's enough to spawn this Deathrattle deck, and I feel like as a standalone card, it's not quite good enough for the Big Beast Hunter, but I'm still gonna give it a playable 3 out of 5 in standard and Wild, because Wild has just ridiculous Deathrattles. It's just, I don't know if the pieces are all there for this card yet, because as a standalone card with gaining a Deathrattle, triggering a Deathrattle, getting a card, that's really powerful stuff. Coupled with a brand, you can do even more shenanigans. It's definitely better than Princess Ahurahan we've seen, or Amira's Rot Spring, because it's more proactive. The fact you trigger the Deathrattle immediately makes it so much better and makes it a much bigger threat and all of that. So I don't know if it's all there yet, but it's a really sweet card, and I do expect it to see play, maybe even right away, but definitely down the road. And we still have the other 2 Hunter cards, and Hunter is getting another secret. And this one's disgusting. Motion Denied. Another court pun. 2 mana secret. After your opponent plays 3 cards in a turn, deal 6 damage to the enemy hero. That's a fireball for 2 mana. If you remember Rat Trap back in the day, that card was pretty impactful, although you got a 6/6, which might be better than this. It was better on board. This just straight up goes face. And yeah, people like to play cards. If you're playing a face hunter deck, an aggressive hunter deck, this punishes your opponent for playing cards pretty excessively. It's technically Questline Hunter support because this is a spell that deals damage, but probably not the most reliable. But it can also be 2 mana do nothing if your opponent never plays 3 cards. But we've seen this effect, and it has been powerful to a degree. We also saw it in Paladin. I think they had Hidden Wisdom. If you played 3 cards, you draw cards. That never really saw much play. So it's interesting to see how it'll play. It doesn't proactively fight for board. It doesn't proactively do anything like that, but it is a lot of damage if it connects. 6 damage for 2 mana is, well, only Rogue gets that right now, and that's a Wicked Stab, and they got to get at least to turn 10 in the game for that to be a thing. So I don't know how good this will be. I don't know what it slots into right now, but I can't imagine this is a bad card. I just can't. 2 mana deals 6, and most decks in the game want to play more than 3 cards a lot of the time, you know, or 3 cards or more. So I'm going to give this a 3 as well, a 3 in Standard and Wild. I think Even Hunter could run this in Wild. They already run a secret package, particularly because you can cheat it out with a 2-drop that has basically the Inspire mechanic that cheats out secrets, and that's a pretty aggressive deck. So yeah, Motion Denied is going to deny people a lot of well, motion in their play. It's a pretty aptly worded card and pretty gross. I think people are not gonna like this card. I think I'm gonna see comment, why does Hunter always get these gross face decks? I just want to play the game, but that's kind of Hunter's role a lot of the time in the game, and Hunter's already pretty good, so giving them good cards is also pretty scary. And to say they're pretty good is actually an understatement. It's pretty like over the top good right now. And then the last card, Beast Synergy. We figured we'd get some beast stuff, and this is a interesting one. 5 mana 6/5 beast. So premium stats, aggressively statted. Whenever this attacks, give your other beast +2/+2, and this is also infused by the tribe. We saw this with the totem card. If you infuse this by having 3 friendly beasts die, it gains rush. So then it has a 5 mana 6/5 rush. Whenever this attacks, give your other beast +2/+2. So it's like Shady Bartender, right? Shady Bartender is 5 mana 4/4 warlock card that gives your imps or demons +2/+2. I just think imps because it's all you ever really hit it with these days. But this is beasts, and if this has rush, which with 3 beasts, you're playing an aggressive mid-range beast deck. That's not really hard to do, and then you hit it with basically a better arbor up for as long as there's a minion on board. Like, this is really solid. You really want it infused, but again, in that style of deck, not really hard to do. This is more of like a face hunter mid-range card. I don't think you want to play this in like your big beast hunter because Pet Collector is one of the best cards in that deck, and if you're cheating this out, it's not going to have rush, and then that's just not very good, right? So overall, I think it's a good card in that, like, if you're looking for a mid-range beast hunter, you're looking for a face hunter that wants like that arbor up finish on your beasts on the board. It hits your wild seed cards, right? Those are all beasts. It's I think another good card, not amazing, but I think it's another card that can pop up, definitely be playable. And the big, I don't know, beasts are just cool. I think they're cool, and I always like, you know, I love the Rat King and all that stuff. I like beasts that do cool stuff. Is buffing your other beasts +2/+2 cool? I don't know, but I'll go with it. It's board based to an extent. I think it's cool. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 standard. Maybe even goes into that Copper Hunter and Wild. It could very well go into that with like the Scavenging Hyena. You have your card, your 2 mana, the Starving Buzzard. It's got Starving Buzzard. It might even slot into that deck, which is very competitive. These are all valid cards. I think all these Hunter cards are playable. I'm giving them like all 3s across the board, standard, wild. I don't think they're all like breaking the game good, but they all do seem very good. So we'll have 2 more classes to review later today, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you thought Hunter was going to get worse with this mini set, I don't think so. It's definitely got some good tools. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.